It's been a warm, wonderful, sunny summer here in Minnesota, but now it's time to make way for one of the most wonderful times of the year, high school sports. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this production of SCC Sports. My name is David Schuyler, and I'm the sports producer here at SCC. And I'll be bringing you tonight's action from beautiful Oakdale, Minnesota, as the Tartan Titans are set to take on the Burnsville Blaze in some girls soccer action. This is our first game of the season, so I haven't seen a lot of action from either of these teams thus far. And in fact, we didn't get the opportunity to cover the Tartan girls last season, so this is our first chance in a while to see some Tartan girls soccer. And just like that, the kickoff is underway, and we are set to go. The Lady Titans going from left to right across your screen, and the Burnsville Blaze going from right to left across your screen. Ball goes out of bounds here early off of the Titans, so Burnsville will take control as the throw-in is coming. Controlled there by Alyssa Nashand for the Blaze. On the defense there is Greta Kolschak-Klein. And Kolschak-Klein gets knocked to the turf, so it'll be a free kick coming here for the Titans from the 50-yard line. Little difficult to read the numbers with the black on blue going for the Titans, but that was junior Sonia Gutierrez-Huezo with the free kick for the Titans. Ball gets bounced around a little bit and then kicked out of bounds by Alyssa Nashand for the Blaze, so it'll be a throw-in coming here for the Titans on the far side of the field. Throw-in is handled there by Amara Smith. Smith now will look for a teammate in the middle. That was Ella Joyce who tried to handle it there. She gets it over to Kolschak-Klein. Klein now will look for an opening, gets it back to the center. A shot goes in and sails wide of the net. That was, the jersey says 14, I believe, for the Titan that fired that shot there. And I don't have 14 on my roster, I don't believe. So it might be 19. I know 19 would make a little more sense. Olivia Sasser, the freshman midfielder slash forward for the Titans. Yeah, it's got to be considering there's no 14. Anyway, the Titan back on the attack now. They get a chance. Goes off the crossbar as Amara Smith fired that one. Rebound opportunity. That is blocked by the defender. Another chance by Kolschak-Klein, and that one sails over the goal. Quick barrage from the Titans there as an opportunity from Smith went off the crossbar and then bounced out to a couple of Titans who had really good looks, the last of which sailed over the goal. Corner kick coming now for the Titans as it comes across. Header there, and that one sails over the net, so it'll be a goal kick coming for Burnsville. A lot of offensive pressure early here for the Titans in this one, as they have, by my count, well, I guess off the crossbar doesn't really count as the shot at goal, so they have at least 4 shots. None of them have actually gone on goal as the best opportunity hit off the crossbar, but 2 or 3 of them have sailed over the net early in this one. With possession now for the Titans is Nordquist. Nordquist gets it up to Smith. Smith will dribble it down the right side, look for a centering opportunity, gets it, handled there by her teammate, bounce towards the goal, and sails just barely wide. In goal for the Blaze is senior Augustus Whitcomb, and Whitcomb tried to play it on a dive there and couldn't quite get it. So the Titans tried to jump on the open ball opportunity and couldn't quite sneak it into the corner of the net. That was Fiona Tesfaye with a close opportunity there for the Titans, as we have a throw-in coming here for Tartan. Tesfaye gets around her defender, takes on another one. A good defense there to kick it away. Burnsville will try to work it up the field, but they're denied. Ooh, that looked like a hand there, and it's called by the ref. Handball, so it'll be a free kick opportunity, I believe, here for Amara Smith in the center of the field for the Titans. The Blaze will look to build a wall to defend in front of the goal, but it'll basically just be a free shot on net here for Smith. Lined up at the 10-yard line. Shot comes, hits the post and goes in. We have a goal for the Titans. Amara Smith with the free kick opportunity, got it barely over the heads of the Burnsville defenders, and it hit off the right post and goes in to give Tartan the early lead.
At 4:58.
Taking another look at it here.
Amara Smith. Smith at 4:58.
Smith, as you can see, lined up. It was a great curve on the shot there as it just snuck right into the post and deflected into the goal. So for Amara Smith, well, I don't actually know how many goals on the season that will be for her, because seeing as it's a young season thus far, we don't have a lot of statistics that have been uploaded to the soccer hubs. All we have to work with are goals from last season. And Amara Smith's name is not even listed in the statistics from last year for Tartan, so not quite sure how many goals she has, but nonetheless, she gets one here. A big one for the Titans is there on the board early, and look to build off of that. Ball sailed out of bounds here. Knocked out by the Titans, so it'll be a throw-in coming for Lauren Janish of the Blaze. Janice gets it into Coco. Coco turns it over. Oh, great defensive play there by the Blaze, though. As Coco gets it right back, she'll try to head up the left side. Doesn't quite get it. Pass doesn't sail through there for Janish of the Blaze. So the Titans will take over. Steele in the middle, heading back with some speed the other way for the Blaze is Emma Boyce. Boyce gets it up ahead of her teammate, but a great play and goal there from goalkeeper. That is Abigail Roberto, the senior goaltender for the Titans. So Roberto denying the Blaze any real opportunity of getting a shot on goal as she came out and covered the ball. It was a really great play there for the Titans. And very quickly, the ball is back into the Burnsville side of the field as the ref hoists its flag in the air, signaling out of bounds. So the Titans will take possession, and we'll have a throw in here on the far side of the field. In the middle of the field now is Colshaw Klein with the ball. Colshaw Klein dribbles in, tries to take on 3 defenders and can't quite do it, so it gets turned over there, but she is supported by Haley Nordquist. Nordquist now working on Wilson, and the Blaze are able to get it back up the field. That was Ella Joyce with the pass forward for the Titans. Titans doing a decent job of getting possession here. Lots of foot-to-foot passes, whereas with the Blaze are just kind of trying to do their best to maintain solid defense and don't have a lot of person-to-person passes. It's more of just errant kicks going up the field. But they are doing a good job of deterring passes from the Titans so far, aside from the early goal that we got from Amara Smith. Throw in coming for the Titans now. This will be Haley Nordquist. Nordquist tries to find a couple teammates in the corner. A lot of Blazer defenders trying to keep away there, and they are able to do so as a foul gets called. As it was Lauren Janish who was knocked to the turf. So it'll be a free kick coming from goaltender Whitcomb here. And Whitcomb will send it away, but it's knocked down there by Kolsha Klein. After the turnover, the Titans rallying quickly with some speed, work it inside the 10-yard line, over to the right, try to fire a shot in, save there by Whitcomb. So a couple of shots have found their way to the goal now for the Titans, as one of them went in, Amara Smith's shot, and the other saved there by Whitcomb. Other than that, there have been a number of Titan chances that sailed over the goal, and very early on we had one that went off of the crossbar. So it could very easily be a 2-0 game, as a shot gets fired in there from deep, is handled pretty easily there by Whitcomb. Whitcomb will get it over to Janish as the Blaze continue to work the left side of the field here. Into the middle now, that's Nishant. Oh, as a defender just trips over her own feet there at the 10-yard line. So Tartan will try to take advantage as the ball gets sent to the middle, but is handled there by Whitcomb. Nordquist now gets it over to the side as Janish will step up there and is happy to just send the ball into the bleachers. Mackenzie Vang will take the throw in here for the Titans. As we get a pause, and one of the Burnsville players is down for the moment, I believe, getting a shoe tie situation, but nonetheless, Vang will throw the ball in right in front of her. Sort of I don't care you're tying your shoe, I'm just going to throw the ball right at you. Kolsha Klein taking possession for the Titans. Tried to find a streaking Gutierrez Suezo there, but Gutierrez couldn't handle it, and Burnsville will send it away. The defense playing way up for the Titans here, as they don't seem to be too scared of a streaking opportunity, but Burnsville looking to take opportunity here as Lenton was pursuing the ball. And for the first time in quite a while, we will get a throw in on the offensive side of the field for Burnsville. Most of the play thus far has been on the Burnsville end of the field, so rare offensive time for the Blaze now as a shot gets sent in there. That'll be the first shot on goal from Alyssa Nashand for the Blaze. Throw-in coming from Vang for the Titans. I guess you could say was successful. Gets knocked out of bounds by Burnsville, so a follow-up opportunity here coming. It's a great set play there, but Kolsha Klein couldn't quite handle the ball. So it gets knocked out, and it will come the other way. A couple of substitutions coming in for the Blaze now, as checking in as number 10, M. Hunter, the 8th grader, and number 7, Kate Janish, the freshman. A lot of young players on both sides. So there's a number of freshmen for the Titans that are playing. An 8th grader that just checked in for the Blaze, as mentioned. And they have a couple of freshmen that were in the starting lineup as well. As Tartan now takes control. Dribbles into the middle of the field, tries to send a shot in, but there wasn't really good contact on the play there, so it will be handled easily by Whitcomb, and a goal kick coming for Burnsville. Whitcomb sends it away. Trying to find Boys there for the Blaze. Boys kind of just let Tartan take possession of the ball. But it works out for her anyways as Emma Boys gets the ball now, sends it up looking for her open forward. That's Chloe Smith. Battled there by Joyce for the Titans. Coming back the other way now. This is a streaking open opportunity. I thought it might have been offsides, but instead, nonetheless, it is a shot on goal opportunity for Tartan, and it's turned away by Whitcomb. What a save. Amara Smith had a wide open opportunity trying to get her second goal of the game, found herself behind the defense, took the pass, went down the field, and had a great opportunity, but it was turned aside by Whitcomb.
Corner kick, Gutierrez.
Corner kick coming now for Tartan. As the ball is sent in, and Whitcomb skies into the air and makes the save. So Tartan leading the corner kicks advantage by a 2-0 margin right now. They also have 3 shots on goal to just 1 for Burnsville. But the Blaze are definitely holding their own as they have been able to play solid. The real only mishaps have been the breakaway that Amara Smith just had, and of course the goal that came from Amara Smith as well about 5 minutes into the contest. Throw in coming for Tartan now. The ball will be handled on the far side of the field. Knocked out of bounds. And we get a throw-in violation called here as the foot came up from the Blaze player that was trying to throw it in. So it'll go back the other way to Tartan. We get some back and forth action here. This is Nishand for the Blaze that tries to send it deep into the Titan zone. And there wasn't quite anything doing there. So instead it'll be a goal kick coming from Roberto for the Titans. Senior goalkeeper Roberto now will send it down. Ooh, and great turnaround work there from the Titans as they start to move the ball up the field quickly. But it's Murad on the defense for the Blaze. Kinsey now tries to take control for the Titans. It'll be knocked out of bounds, and possession of the ball is awarded to Tartan. Vang now with the throw-in. Tries to get it to Kinsey. Kinsey couldn't quite play it there, so possession will go back the other way. Kinsey was looking for Smith up front there, but they weren't quite on the same page, so the ball gets knocked back into the Titans' end of the field. Colshot Klein now stepping up with some speed. Oh, and the ball is stripped away there by Murad for the Blaze. Murad now had a couple of teammates she was looking for, but there's great defensive work there by Amara Smith for the Titans as Smith sends it up. Is it offsides? No, so instead it is a streaking opportunity for Amara Smith, and she shoots and she scores for her second goal of the game. I was a little confused there because not a lot of people were reacting to what was going on. I didn't know if it was offsides, but it is not. And Amara Smith gets her second goal of the game and gives the Titans a 2-0 lead with 21:39 to go.
For the Titans, Scoring her second goal of the evening at 18:21. Number 2, Amara Smith at 18:21.
Smith looking for the hat trick already. Strips it away from a couple of defenders. Fires a shot, and it's saved there by Whitcomb. Loose ball. Smith follows it up and fires it just wide. Boy, Amara Smith is playing like a girl on fire tonight as she just keeps firing shot after shot. Has 2 goals already and was looking for a third. Goal kick coming for Whitcomb now of the Blaze. Intercepted there by Klein. I thought it might have hit her hand, but nothing is called. Instead, it'll be a throw-in from Janish for Burnsville.
For the Titans, into the game at number 10, 9th grade, Ella Ebenhawk.
9th grader Ella Ebenhawk checks into the game for the Titans. So another young player coming into the game. As we are approaching the halfway point of the first half. Both goals in this contest scored by senior forward Amara Smith for the Titans. As the Titans have pretty much dominated offensive possession of this one, as they have 4 shots on goal to the Blazes 1, and 2 corner kick opportunities to none for the Blaze so far. But Burnsville's getting some offensive time now as Janish will provide the throw-in. She gets it to an open teammate who proceeds to work the ball backwards there. Some fancy footwork coming from Emma Boys to the delight of her teammates. But the pass went to the way of Tartan. This is Coco now trying to work it for Burnsville. Turned over there. This will be Coleshaw Klein now trying to work it. She will get it up the field. Was looking for an open teammate, Reby, there. And the ball sails out of bounds. We will have a throw-in coming here from Isabella Reby for Tartan. Reby has a teammate streaking in front of her. That's Vang, I believe. Yep. It is Mackenzie Vang who wanted the pass on the throw-in. And it's turned over there as Chloe Smith tries to take possession for Burnsville. This is M. Hunter. Hunter with open field to work with. Sends it to nobody. But it's picked up by Coco. Coco back to Hunter. Hunter will get it to Chloe Smith up on the right side. Oh, correction. Chloe Smith in the middle of the field. That was actually Lenton that she got it to. After a little bit of passing, the ball is sent out of bounds by the Tartan defender, and we will have a throw-in for Burnsville. Substitution coming into the game now is Abigail Nordquist for the Titans. And headed out is Sonia Gutierrez Huezo. Throw-in was battled for there and gets kicked out of bounds. Possession is warded back to Burnsville. I don't think Burnsville realizes it, as nobody's really headed over to take the throw-in. Now Emma Boys will head over there. Oh, it'll actually be a free kick as opposed to a throw-in. It's headed towards the goal, and it is saved there by Abigail Roberto for the Titans. Not sure it would have been on net if it had gotten through, but nonetheless, Roberto knocks it down and takes the goal kick opportunity for the Titans. Tartan now trying to get back on the offensive. do a little bit of forward defense passing here, and the ball is sent out of bounds by Nordquist. Janish now. Janish doing a lot of the ball handling for the Blaze, as the ball has consistently been worked on the near side of the field here, down in front of our press box area. Janish will have another throw-in opportunity here for Burnsville. That one gets knocked aside, and we'll have another throw-in. Tartan with some solid defense there, as one defender maintained possession of the ball and knocked it back to the other one, and Tartan able to clear it down to the Burnsville side of the field. So we have a throw-in coming here, once again from Lauren Janish for the Blaze. Janish can't quite find an open teammate. Looks there for Kate Janish, or Janish to Janish connection, and he gets knocked out of bounds by the Titans. Oh, correction, last touched by the Blaze, actually, so is Nordquist, who will have the throw in there for Tartan, as the ball is battled for by Nashand and Vang. All the way back to the other side of the field now. The ball trickles out of bounds, and this will be a throw in for Tartan. Boys now for the Blaze tried to send a header forward, but it sailed out of bounds, and Tartan will take possession. As this is Nashand who chases after it and sends it back out of bounds once again, so we'll get another throw in here. Can't quite make out the numbers on the far side of the field all the time, so apologies for that, but we'll do my best. Is this now working back into the middle of the field for the Titans is Ella Joyce, as she continues to work up the field. Gets it back to a defender, and the ball will be sent up to Reby. Reby now for the Titans tries to pursue it on the offense, but instead it's sent out of bounds by Janish for Burnsville. And we will get a throw in at about the 10-yard line for the Titans. Reby on the throw in here. Looks for Vang. Vang calling for it, and she will get it, but she has two defenders draped all over her back, so she'll get it over to Joyce. Joyce sends a shot in, and it sails wide of the net. So the pace of play has slowed down quite a bit since we got that second Amara Smith goal at the 18:21 mark. First goal came 5 minutes in. And since then, things have settled into a little bit of a back and forth affair. Haven't really had, well, we had the one solid chance for Smith immediately after she scored her second goal when she was looking for the hat trick. But other than that, things have kind of slowed down, and we've got some smooth back and forth soccer. This one sent over to the near side here, and that's not Coleshaw Klein. Well, now it's Coleshaw Klein on the defense for the Titans. It was actually Nordquist, as the ball is sent up the field here. Great defensive work from Burnsville, and their fans appreciate it. Joyce now will chase after the ball and knocks it out of bounds. Throw in coming for Burnsville. That was Emma Boys who was patrolling the middle of the field and sent a shot in for Burnsville, but it sails wide of the net. So we will have a goal kick coming for the Titans, as checking into the game for Tartan is our goal scorer, Amara Smith.
For the Titans, Amara Smith returns.
Maybe that's why the pace of play had slowed down a little bit. Smith had to take a bit of a breather. We'll see what happens now that she's checked back into the contest. Possession of the ball awarded to Burnsville here as we'll get another throw in at the 20-yard line. Smith takes possession for the Blaze, gets it over to the center looking for Boys but couldn't connect. So Tartan turns back the other way with speed, gets it up. The Titans have numbers. It's a 3-on-2 if they hurry, as this is Reeby chasing after it but couldn't quite catch up to it. Reeby had a couple of teammates streaking down the center of the field but just couldn't quite catch up to the ball. So it will be a throw-in for Janish once again. Janish with a real good chuck there. Smith chases after it as we get a turnover. Oh, almost Lenton almost got possession there for the Blaze. But instead, it's the Titans who continue to provide pressure. Every time that Burnsville touches the ball, there's Titan defenders draped all over it. So Burnsville can't really get much going offensively. Free kick awarded to Burnsville here, and it will be Nishand who will take it. Tartan now was working up the left side of the field and tried to send it to the middle, but it's turned over. And the Blaze take possession. Sent forward now, as this is Janish falling back on defense once again for the Blaze. Ella Ebenhock trying to provide the offensive pressure for the Titans. As the ball is sent out of bounds, we'll have a throw-in incoming. A couple of substitutions checking into the game for the Titans is Rakia Taylor and Olivia Sasser.
22 Taylor.
So Taylor and Sasser for the Titans, and Maeve Wilson checking in for the Blaze. Fancy footwork on the outside there for Tartan as the ball is sent into the middle and was tipped towards the goal by Taylor, who had just checked into the contest, but not much of a threat there as it's scooped up by Whitcomb and will be sent the other way. Nordquist now for the Titans. Turns the ball over. Tries to get it right back, but it's sent out of bounds. Nothing doing. Reeby now will take the throw-in for Tartan as we get another substitution, and Sonia Gutierrez Huezo checks back into the contest.
For the Titans, number 3, Gutierrez, return.
After the pause, throw-in coming for Burnsville as Janish will look to lead the offensive charge. Gets it there to Wilson, and the ball is quickly sent right back out of bounds by Nordquist of the Titans. Great defensive work by Tartan there, as Abigail Nordquist was able to fend off 3 attackers from the Blaze and turns it into a chance for Tartan going the other way, but Janish quickly there on the defense for Burnsville. Ball is knocked out of bounds by Reeby, and we'll get another throw-in. Boys now take it for Burnsville and send it up the left side. I believe that Nordquist thought she was going to have support there because the ball gets turned over as Smith works up the center of the field. And that play is turned aside as Tartan is content to just kick it out of bounds and give Burnsville another throw-in opportunity. Janish now will work all the way up. The referee tells her that she can throw it from about the 23-yard line, so she will take the chance to do so. And chucks it into Emma Boys. Boys now will try to work on Ella Joyce for the Titans. As Boys gets possession, sends a shot in off the post. Rebound opportunity is sent into the goal. Left-footed kick from Burnsville goes into the net. So the initial opportunity from Emma Boys wasn't converted as it hit the post, but the rebound was scooped up. I didn't catch the number of the player, but nonetheless, the left-footed opportunity went into the goal, and we have a 1-point contest.
For the Blaze at 39. Number 6, Lenton at 33-39 for the Blaze.
So it's Lenton, number 6, Charlotte Lenton, who picks up the goal for Burnsville on what was a really nice play, as the Burnsville forwards just kind of stuck with it. They outnumbered Tartan in the offensive zone there. It was just a little bit of a lapse from the Titans. And it was Emma Boys who was able to break through and fire a shot that hit off the post. And then the first one there to scoop up the rebound was Charlotte Lenton for Burnsville. And we have a 2-1 game with just about 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. So that actually is the first goal of the season for Burnsville, coming from the freshman Charlotte Lenton, and Tartan will look to respond. That was only the second shot on goal of the game for Burnsville. They had a couple. I don't know if I would count the one that Roberto scooped up because it looked like it was sailing wide. So only 2 really solid shots on goal for Burnsville thus far, and the second one went into the net. So after Tartan raced out to a 2-0 lead in the first 18 minutes of the game, and then they had another opportunity from Amara Smith immediately afterwards, it kind of seemed like they were just going to take charge and take control of things. But instead, as I mentioned earlier, the pace of play kind of slowed down and we got into back and forth soccer. And after a while, Burnsville was just able to stick with it, and they capitalized on their opportunity to make it a 1-goal game. Back on the other side of the field now, a couple of Titans trying to work into the middle, as this is Colshaw Klein who will take it down the right side. Works it over to Reeby. Reeby now is supported by Nordquist. Back to Colshaw Klein, who tries to find a couple of teammates on the far side, but it's nicely defended there by Burnsville. Colshaw Klein now. Little give and go action. Works around the defender. Tried to find a teammate, but sent it just behind her there as Tesfaye is trying to work for the Titans. The Titans with some relentless pressure there, as a pretty harmless shot is fired in from the 20-yard line and is turned aside there by Whitcomb. The first shot on goal in quite a while for the Titans, as they will turn around once again. Colshaw Klein sends it forward, and that's Sasser who is chasing after it. Sasser couldn't quite come up with the opportunity, so instead the goal kick is sent away for Burnsville. This one sent all the way down harmlessly to Abigail Roberto for the Titans. She will scoop it up and be content to kick the ball away back to midfield. Colshaw Klein now trying to provide some pressure for the Titans. Little too strong on the opportunity though, as she knocks it out of bounds, and will get another throw in. Great over the head kick there from Gutierrez for the Titans, and Colshaw Klein will knock it to the center, as Reeby will pursue the ball up on the right side here. Reby couldn't quite reach the ball in time, so Janish will provide another throw in for the Blaze. Janish gets it to Wilson, and Wilson knocks it out of bounds. So we will get a throw in for Tartan coming from Nordquist. Checking back into the game for the Titans, number 20 and number 8, Hansford and Kinsey. Hansford and Kinsey for the Titans.
Into the game for the Titans, number 20, Hansford. And back in at number 8, Kinsey.
I'm coming down to the end of the first half here. Tartan will try to get a little bit of an offensive spark before we get to the break. So we're coming to the 1 minute mark. But Burnsville had other ideas as they stepped up and knocked the ball out.
1 minute left in the first half.
So another throw-in coming here for Burnsville. Let's see if the Titans can't get an opportunity here quickly before we reach the end of the first half. The Titans looking to spread things out a little bit in the offensive zone. This is Kolshak Klein working on a couple of defenders, sends it in, and that one is knocked to the side. Not sure what the referee called there. I believe he's awarding a free kick to Tartan, which is exactly how they scored their first goal. I'm not sure how this works with the clock still running. I guess when all is said and done, Tartan is going to get a free kick, but it seems they'll have to do it before the clock runs out. So here is a last chance for Tartan before the half runs out, coming from none other than Amara Smith. Smith sends it in. Whitcomb with the diving save for the Blaze. Ball is sent away harmlessly, and that is how we conclude the first half of girls soccer action. Interesting way to end the first half there, as Tartan was awarded a free kick, and it was taken by Amara Smith. I mean, who else would take it other than your player who has 2 goals for you here in the first half? And as the clock continued to wind down, it became clear that that was going to be the last opportunity for Tartan before we reached the half. So Smith fired in the shot, and it was a nice diving save there from Whitcomb. And we have reached halftime. So stay with us. We'll go to a quick commercial break. After the break, we'll take a look at a couple of highlights and statistics, some other games that are going on around the Minnesota State High School League. You're watching Tartan Titans Girls Soccer on SEC Sports.
My dentist said I had to see an oral and maxillofacial surgeon because my wisdom teeth were impacted. I got them out and had an uneventful recovery.
The pain was becoming unbearable. I didn't know that the roots of wisdom teeth can lengthen and become entangled around the nerves in the lower jaw. My surgery was more complicated, and I had to reschedule my family vacation.
One of my wisdom teeth never came all the way in. In my 30s, it started to hurt a lot. It was infected. My recovery took a week.
I had a cyst around my impacted wisdom tooth. I was referred to an OMS to have it removed. I was so worried. I wish I would have taken care of this when I was younger.
Some things get better with age. Your wisdom teeth are not one of them. Make an appointment with an oral and maxillofacial surgeon today to evaluate your wisdom teeth. When caring for your wisdom teeth, pain-free does not necessarily mean disease-free. Visit myoms.org to find an OMS near you.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
In life, there are things that suck, but we do them anyway. Family photo sessions with matching outfits suck, but we do it anyway. And you know what else really sucks? Getting screened for cancer. But you've got to do it anyway. Screening can save your life from cancer. or even help prevent certain types of cancer. For more information, visit getscreenedforcancer.org.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker hordes.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Welcome back to Tartan Stadium in beautiful Oakdale, Minnesota, as we are at halftime between the Lady Tartan Titans and the Burnsville Blaze. Tartan hanging on to a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. As 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the contest, it was Amara Smith who got things going on a free kick for the Titans. Nice save there from Abigail Roberto for the Titans. And then going back the other way at 18:21, it was Amara Smith again for the Titans who pushed it to a 2-0 lead. And then nearing the end of the first half with 33:39 to go, it was Charlotte Lenton who was able to score for the Blaze. After Emma Boyes fired a shot that hit off the post, it was Lenton who scooped up the rebound and deposited in the goal to make it a 2-1 game, and that is where we stand at halftime. So coming into this fall season, things are a little bit different for Tartan as they have a new activities director. Trevor Mbakwe takes over for Brian Munter. Brian, of course, we knew Brian and we loved working with Brian. He was always great to work with for all the Tartan activities, and we wish him nothing but the best of luck as he goes on to a new teaching opportunity. And filling in Brian's shoes will be Trevor Mbakwe, who you might remember played basketball for the University of Minnesota Gophers back in 2010 till 2013. And after that, he went on to play internationally for 7 years as he played overseas in a number of different places from 2013 to 2019. After that's when he came back and was the assistant activities director at Irondale. And then last year, most recently, he had a similar role at Eden Prairie High School and was also a member of the coaching staff of the Eden Prairie boys basketball team. And now he comes here to take over the activities director role at Tartan High School. So we wish nothing but the best to Trevor. Look forward to working with him a whole bunch for all the different Tartan activities that we cover going forward. And he's got a great opportunity, and I'm sure he'll do great things here at Tartan. So taking a look at the team profiles for these two teams, of course, we don't have many statistics or goals to go off of for this year, as it's a very young season thus far. But last year, Tartan scored about 2.5 goals per game and allowed 2.3 goals per game, very even amount there. And they were 6-1-1 very impressively against teams that were below 500. Burnsville, on the other side of things, struggled a little bit as they scored just 0.23 goals per game and gave up about 5 goals per game. But my takeaway from that, if I'm Burnsville, is that's 2022 and this is 2023. They've already got a goal in this contest, and they've had a lot of close affairs thus far, so it's a new team, a lot of new faces, new opportunity for the Blaze heading into 2023. Tartan's schedule going forward. Coming up, they have a contest with Forest Lake, and then they start their conference slate as they take on Two Rivers on September 7th. Then they face Park of Cottage Grove before really getting into the thick of the Metro East Conference with Matamidi, Simley, Hillmurray, and Hastings. and then a contest against Robbinsdale Cooper at the end of the month. Can't fit all their schedule into our graphics, but it gives you a sense of things going forward. For Burnsville, they have Rosemount coming up. That'll be their first conference game as well. And a section opponent as well is Rosemount. Rosemount is also the team that won state last year, so a tough contest for the Blaze coming up. Bloomington, Jefferson, and Farmington, as they largely just have conference matchups going forward, a lot of section opponents as well. As Eastview is a conference and section opponent for the Blaze, that'll be a big one. They have Prior Lake as a conference opponent, and rounding it out at the end of the month, they take on Egan in a section and conference matchup. We'll take another break. After this, we'll be back to bring you the second half. You're watching Tartan Titans Girls Soccer on SEC Sports.
My name is Gary Parker. I served as a Cavalry Scout and a military policeman in the United States Army for 20 years. When I was a Cavalry Scout, we had a young lieutenant that came in, great guy, but he moved on, got promoted to lieutenant colonel, went on to Afghanistan, and I was able to keep in contact. And I'd wake up one morning, go on social media, and there's that post you don't want to see. For whatever reason, he took his own life. Nobody knows why he did it. And if there's something that we could have done to prevent it from happening, safe gun storage can prevent gun suicide, because it's that added step to get to your firearm that might just give somebody a moment of reflection on what they're doing. As a veteran, we need to be ambassadors to people that don't have the knowledge that we have. Anytime you're not storing a weapon safely, you're putting yourself and your community at risk. Service never stops.
You budget. You pay bills.
Yet somehow, women like you, like me,
are 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So here's what we're gonna do now. We're going to save ourselves by setting a goal to save 2% more of our income for our retirement.
Why 2?
1% honors you.
And 1% honors all womankind.
So come on, learn more about the 2% challenge at wesaysaveit.org.
Welcome back to Tartan Stadium here in Oakdale, Minnesota, as we get set for the second half between Tartan and Burnsville. Tartan hanging on to a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of action. And Burnsville happy to have scored their first goal of the season in tonight's contest. But now that they have their first goal, I reckon they are definitely not content with that, as they will look to take the win. But if Tartan has anything to say about it, if they come out in the second half like they came out in the first half, it's going to be really tough for Burnsville to answer, because Amara Smith was just playing like a girl possessed at the beginning of this game. She's got both of the goals for the Titans. But Burnsville did not back down, as it's all smiles for the Blaze as they dance and prance their way out onto the field and get set for the second half of action. It will be Amara Smith to kick things off for the Titans, as we are set to go. Correction, we are not set to go. The Titans were short one player, as Isabella Hansford will race out there on defense for the Titans, and now we are set to go. Tartan will start with possession here in the second half as they charge out, tried to get a pass across the field but couldn't quite connect. Wilson now on defense for Burnsville as the ball is scooped up there, and charging down the left side is Kinsey. A real nice move around the defender. Tries to center a pass, does so. Shot goes in, and we get an early goal! What a great pass from Grace Kinsey to Amara Smith, and that is the hat trick for Amara Smith, and the Tartan Titans get a goal just 34 seconds into the second half. But it's basically just what I said, is that if Tartan came out firing in the second half the way that they did it in the first half, that they would be just fine. And sure enough, a beautiful play as Grace Kinsey worked her way around her defender, beat her to the corner, sent a nice pass into the middle to Amara Smith, and Smith capitalizes to push it to a 2-goal lead for Tartan. A free kick there, though, from Emma Boyce for the Blaze as they tried to answer right back, but it is saved nicely by Abigail Roberto for the Titans. I would say that 34 seconds into a half has got to be one of the fastest goals I've ever seen. I hold that thought now as we get a charge into the middle, and Tartan scores again. Boy, that play seemed to just go out in slow motion. I thought the ball was going to go out of bounds, quite honestly, but instead working her way into the middle of the field. We get another goal for Tartan just like that, not even 2 minutes into the second half.
41-43, scoring number 2, Amara Smith.
That was the I'm not sure if that was the announcement for this fourth goal or the announcement for the third goal. Because if it was the fourth goal, then once again it was Amara Smith for the Titans. We might have to get another replay or something if we can, but if we don't get another announcement, then I will know for sure that that was, in fact, a fourth goal for Amara Smith for the Titans. But regardless, I hope nobody went and got drinks and snacks or anything like that during halftime and were slow getting back, because if they were, they missed 2 goals for the Titans. And instead of a 1-goal game, it's now a comfortable 3-goal lead for Tartan very quickly here at the beginning of the second half. Burnsville now with a throw-in as they get it to the middle of the field. Chloe Smith there tries to handle it for Burnsville. As a Tartan player is knocked down, and the ref will stop play. So it'll be a free kick coming here.
Of the second half was scored by number 2, Smith, at 40-20. That was her 3rd goal of the night, and the one at 41-43 was her 4th of the night.
So it was, in fact, we have confirmation from the announcer that Amara Smith has 4 goals in this contest, 2 of which came less than a minute apart here at the beginning of the second half. So Amara Smith now, deservedly so, gets a breather for the Titans and will check out. Checking in for her at the forward position, I believe it is Ella Ebenhock. Throw in comes there for Tartan. They will work it down the near side of the field. Foul is called there on Burnsville, and Tartan is awarded possession. This will be Gutierrez that comes over to take a free kick. Ooh, as the free kick got a lot closer than I thought it was going to as it was sailing across, but it just nicked off the post. So that was a much more dangerous opportunity than I thought it was going to be. Goal kick for Burnsville now. It's sent all the way back the other way, as Wilson chased after it there for Burnsville. But instead it was, can't quite make out that Vang. It was Vang who won the race for the Titans, and charging back up the other way now is Kinsey. Kinsey will battle there with Boys. Boys won the battle and sends it back the other direction. Intercepted there by Zimlik for the Titans. Other than the one miscue where Burnsville scored, solid defense from the Titans thus far as they work it back to the center. Shot is blocked there. Quickly, though, back the other way. Shot is sent towards the goal by Gutierrez, I believe. No, correction, that is Tesfaye for the Titans. And the ball is saved there by Whitcomb. So after that most recent shot on goal, the Titans are up to 9 shots on goal versus just 2 for Burnsville. Racing down the near side here for Burnsville is Wilson trying to get it. But a nice defensive play there by Tartan to just harmlessly knock the ball out of bounds, and we will have a throw-in coming here for the Blaze. Shot on goal there is saved by Roberto. She will send it away. As Ebenhock tried to battle for the ball there for the Titans. And I'm going to just go ahead and say this here. I love the Titans, but whoever decided that black numbers on blue jerseys was a good idea, I just want to have a talk with them. That's all. Just want to have a little chat. Because it's really hard to read the numbers when there are black numbers on blue jerseys. Well, we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Switching sides of the field now are the Titans as Kinsey will take possession. Trying to find a streaking teammate, but cannot, so she'll try to regroup. Not getting a lot of support as the ball's turned over. As Boys worked it to the center for the Blaze. And the ball will be sent harmlessly all the way across the end stripe. Tartan will have a goal kick as a result. Oh, in goal for the Titans. We must have had a change, actually. It is Ebenhock who's in goal for it. So the number I was reading, I thought it was 10 that I was reading out in center field for the Titans, but it must not be. It's got to be 19 then, Sasser, that I've been reading this entire time, because the Titans had a goaltender change, and it's actually Ella Ebenhock who is in net for the Titans. Ball is battled for now between a bunch of Titans and Burnsville. The ball is sent into the center by Chloe Smith. Knocked out of bounds there. Great defensive work. And a throw-in will be coming for Wallace, from Wallace for the Blaze. Wallace will try to get it right back again. But solid defense there as the ball is scooped up and sent all the way down the field. Chased there by 3 Burnsville players. And sent out of bounds as good pressure was provided there by number 30. See, now I understand why I'm confused, because there's definitely not a number 30 on the roster for Tartan. Apologies to that Tartan player and her parents or other relatives if they're watching, but there is no 30 listed on the roster for Tartan that I was provided. I'm not sure who that player is, but regardless, she had great pressure on that play. Corner kick, I believe. It looks like they're setting up for.
Corner kick number 3.
Yes. Third corner kick of the contest coming for Tartan. Another opportunity here for the Titans to build on their lead. As it comes in, goes through a whole bunch of players. Sent back the other way now. and nothing will come of it. It was Gutierrez who took the corner for the Titans as she comes back now, and the ball is sent the other way. Joyce sends it down, scooped up there by Tesfaye. Tesfaye can't quite handle it. But Tartan is awarded possession after Burnsville chased after it and sent the ball out of bounds. Substitution for Burnsville as checking in is Kaufman and headed out is Wilson. Tartan now will get possession as this is Gutierrez. But it's quickly sent back the other way. Earlier when I said it was a Tartan throw, and I was mistaken. It was actually Burnsville a few moments ago who had the throw in, and they had another one here. The Tartan players have been running back so much I admittedly forgot that they had swapped sides at halftime. So nonetheless here, another Burnsville throw incoming. If we were keeping track of those, let me tell you, Burnsville, significantly more throw-ins in this affair than Tartan has had. Seems like about every 20 seconds or so we get a Burnsville throw-in. Well, that's just kind of a testament to the Tartan defense, as they're content to clear the ball as we get Kinsey here racing up the left side, trying to get around her defender, sends it to the middle. It is knocked away harmlessly as Kinsey now will try to keep up the pressure, and it's knocked out of bounds. Ooh, great step in there from Gutierrez. Gutierrez fires a shot and it goes just wide. Gutierrez trying to add another name to the Tartan scoring chart besides just Amara Smith, but wasn't quite able to do so, as her good opportunity sailed just wide of the Burnsville goal. 27 minutes remaining here in the second half, as similar to the first half, we've kind of gotten to the point where things have slowed down into a back and forth affair. Similarly to the first half, Tartan raced out with a ton of offensive pressure early and scored 2 goals within the first 2 minutes to push it to a 4-1 contest. And since then, things have settled in to a smooth contest. If you take out the first 2 minutes of the second half and the first 18 minutes or so of the first half, it's been a really great contest for Burnsville. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that. We can't just take out all of the goals, but something to build off of for Burnsville. And on the other side of things, of course, for our Titans, it has been a great offensive showing from Amara Smith. And it hasn't completely been just her either. Putting the ball in the net, yes, of course, but there have been a lot of great assists that have come the way of the Titans as well. So a real good showing for the Lady Titans in this contest thus far. Substitution now as Mina Patini checks in for Burnsville.
Number 5, Patini.
Around the league tonight, not just in girls soccer, but a number of other important contests getting underway as a lot of football games have been kicked off tonight. The Tartan boys soccer team beat Como Park before this game 3-1. So the Tartan boys have an undefeated start to the season as they are 2-0-1. The Matamita girls are taking on Woodbury tonight in a big contest for them, as I will get back to that thought in a second. as we're going to have a chance here for Kinsey as she gets the ball again. She's always dangerous whenever she has the ball. Works it up the left side, fires a shot that's partially blocked, and then it's sent out of bounds harmlessly. So to finish up the thought, since I brought up football games, the White Bear Lake football team kicks off their season tonight, taking on Minnetonka. And then tomorrow night, the Tartan boys, obviously boys, the Tartan football team takes on Cretin-Derham Hall right here at Tartan Stadium at 6 o'clock. Matamidi will be taking on Brainerd in their first game of the season. It's good to be back under the lights. We got soccer under the lights. We got football games that are happening. We got volleyball games that are underway. And it's really nice to be back into the high school sports swing of things. Throw in coming now for Burnsville as Wallace will take it. And that one is sent all the way down the field on goal and is scooped up there by Ebenhock for the Titans. Ebenhock sends the free kick away. Quickly turned back down the field there. Burnsville couldn't quite get any offensive possession going. Nice play there from Gutierrez in the middle of the field. She will send it towards number 30 of the Titans once again. Don't have her name on the roster. As we get a little bit of back and forth action here, neither team really settling into constant possession. Burnsville will try unsuccessfully. The ball is sent out of bounds. Last touched by Nishand for the Blaze. So as Tartan will be awarded a throw-in, and we get a number of substitutions coming in as number 5 and number 11. Abigail Roberto checks in to the offensive side of things. She was goalie in the first half. Now will be out on offense. And Kolsha Klein checks back in for the Titans as well. Haven't even mentioned the head coach for the Titans, as I think it's gotta be a new head coach for the Titans, actually, as I was under the impression it was Eric Teeden who was the head coach for the Titans, because that's what it says on the Minnesota State High School League website. But, well, there aren't any guys on the Tartan sideline, so it's got to be a new head coach for them. And I'm sorry that I was mistaken in thinking that Coach Teeden was still the head coach for the Titans, but apparently the Minnesota State High School League did not get the memo, and I was unable to figure out who the new head coach is for the Titans. But I will definitely figure that out as soon as I possibly can. On the Burnsville side of things, Coach Callie Athay leads the charge for Burnsville. Callie Athay. It must be Jennifer Roberto who is leading the charge for the Titans now, as I look into things online as best I can. I believe that must be the case, which would make sense, as Abigail Roberto is the goalie for the Titans. Well, I'm assuming that's got to be a mother-daughter relationship, as we get a shot here for the Titans that sails just wide. So Jennifer Roberto leading the Titans. Got to be happy with how things are going thus far. Halfway point of the second half now, as we have yet to have any shots on goal for Burnsville in this half. Titans must have really made some good adjustments at halftime after Burnsville had scored that last goal in the first half, as we get a shot, I'll say shot in quotation marks, that head towards the goal, as it was quite literally just deflected off the head of a Titans player towards the net. Saved there by Whitcomb. Kinsey with the interception on the long throw down the field. The ball is sent out of bounds there. by, as soon as I get the number, can't tell, sprinting sideways. That was sent out by Wallace for Burnsville. So Kinsey will work all the way back down into the corner. Doesn't have any support there, so it's turned over the other way. We will get a throw-in coming for the Titans. Zimlik will take this throw-in. Oh, that was almost knocked through. I thought we were going to get a chance on the goal there for the Titans. It was almost knocked around 2 defenders, but instead coming back the other way is Burnsville. And their opportunity is steered aside by the Titan defense. This is Tesfaye now. Tesfaye will look for an open teammate, can't find anything, so content to work it to the outside. Strong defense there from Burnsville as Tesfaye sticks with it, gets it to the middle, fires a shot on goal, and it's saved by Whitcomb. 10th shot on goal of the contest for the Titans. 4 goals to show for their efforts. Ball is bounced around a lot in the middle of the field, and nothing comes of it as it is sent harmlessly, not aimlessly, into the Titan defense, and we get a play as one player takes it all the way down the stretch of the field. That was some good work there as the defender didn't seem to want anything to do with, can't make out the number. As coach and player alike both been doubled over. That was Zimlik, Natalie Zimlik, who raced all the way down the field for the Titans.
For the place, number 4, Smith returns.
And she's getting a talking to from her coach after that one. I don't think in a bad way, more of in like a goofy way.
Number 4,
In like it was a really great run down the field, but probably not the smartest of decisions to try and fire a shot from about the 30-yard line. Nonetheless, play resumes here as the ball is kicked away by Eben Hock all the way out to Colshaw Klein. Colshaw Klein now races down the left side of the field. Will try and take it the whole way by herself. Can't quite find a teammate, so she'll try and chip a shot in, but it's deflected out of bounds.
Titan corner.
Corner kick coming, the 4th corner of the contest for Tartan. Gutierrez, I believe, will take it for the Titans. Gutierrez sends it to the middle, looking for an open teammate. Headed out of play there by Colshaw Klein, but it's scooped right back up by the Titans. Shot fired in, saved by Whitcomb. Goal kick from Whitcomb sailed off of a teammate and out of bounds, so we'll get a throw in coming for the Titans. Bounced around a bit off of Titan players, so we'll get a throw in going back the other way. Another throw in coming right away. Throw in, header, and we'll get another throw in. With the 3-goal lead, Tartan content to, well, I don't think their purpose is to send the ball out of bounds. They're not trying to do so, but they also will be content to do so as the clock just keeps rolling as we get a couple substitutions coming in for the Titans. Olive Joyce, sophomore defenseman. And I didn't quite catch the number for
Number 7, Janish, into the game.
Janish. Number 7, Kate Janish, checks into the game for Burnsville.
Number 16 for
Yeah, that's the thing about soccer, though, is when you have a lead, you can be confident and comfortable on defense, just kicking the ball out of bounds repeatedly because the clock's just going to keep rolling. The only thing that stops the clock, I believe, is an injury, and I think it's within 2 minutes of the end of the game, maybe when the ball goes out of bounds, and even then the clock might keep rolling. So just injuries and certain free kicks when the ref decides to stop the clock. So Tartan will try to keep working the clock as best they can, hang on to this 4-1 lead as we come down the stretch. Tartan now working on the far side of the field. Briefly lost possession, but scooped it right back. Nice work there from the Titans. As we get a battle for the ball. No whistle blown. Won there by Nishand for the Blaze. Tries to get it up to a teammate, but it is turned over there. And over on the near side here is Kinsey, once again trying to fire the ball to the middle, but couldn't quite get enough on it, so it is saved there by Whitcomb. But nonetheless, with that shot on goal, the Titans now have 12 in the contest. Breakaway now here as we get Colshaw Klein, who steps around the goaltender and is all alone with the net and easily deposits it into the goal for the Titans. The ball there was sent in from a ways away by the Titans, and I think the defender just mishandled it, and it bounced past her. Colshaw Klein said, "Thank you very much, I will take that," and extends the Titan lead to 5-1.
Blaze. Scoring for the Titans, number 5, Colshaw Klein at 67:01. Colshaw Klein at 67:01.
So Colshaw Klein makes it a 5-1 game for the Titans. At 67:01 on the total clock. Which, if I do my math right, let's see, 80 minutes, carry the one. Would be 12:59 mark of the second half. That math can't have been right. Math's not exactly my strong suit anymore. Because it would be, with 40 minutes of the second half, came at 12:56. Correct math on that would be 13, 27, carry the one. Oh, maybe that would be about right. In any case, free kick coming for the Titans as Gutierrez will line up to take it. Small wall form for the Blaze. A shot sails in, and a good save there from Whitcomb for the Blaze. .27:04 is what I was looking for. You just got the longest possible explanation for when a goal happened of all time. But I do consider it important because then I can inform you on when all the goals have come in the second half for the Titans, which was 34 seconds, minute 30 seconds, and then 27:04. So with just under 11 minutes remaining here in the second half, the Titans will look to hang on to this one and put away their first win of the season. The first game that they had on the year against Apple Valley ended in a 2-2 draw. So the Titans will remain undefeated after this one, barring anything miraculous from Burnsville. And Burnsville will fall to 0-4 on the season. But it's a young season, as mentioned, so plenty of opportunities for Burnsville to find their first win going forward, as a long shot is fired on net, saved there by Whitcomb. This is Boys now. As Boys gets it over to Nishand. Nishand sends it down the field. Janish chased after it. But coming back the other way, Colshaw Klein narrowly was able to scoop it up for Tartan. As we get the ball going all the way back to Ebenhock. Tartan really content to just kind of slow things down now. I think that can't make out the number of the player, but whoever it was there could have kept running with that for a while. Instead opted to send it out. It works out for her as Tartan keeps possession now. That might be the mysterious number 30. Can't quite tell. In any case, Tartan now will try to send a ball to the middle. They do so. But nothing comes from it as Whitcomb just snags the ball out of the air. The goal kick there handled by the Titans. The majority of Burnsville's goal kicks have been handled nicely by Tartan. They've been able to intercept a majority of them. And the difference in this game really has been the possession. Burnsville's one goal, I wouldn't necessarily say they possessed it for long amounts of time before that. It was more of a defensive mishap from Tartan. It was still a nice play nonetheless, but Tartan has definitely dominated possession in this one thus far and have 5 goals to show for it, 4 of which have come from Amara Smith, and then the latest a few minutes ago from Greta Colshaw Klein.
For the Blaze, number 6, Linton.
Goal kick coming now for the Titans. Makes it to about the 30-yard line. Oh, that could have been dangerous as the ball slipped past the Titan defender there. And a Burnsville player was racing in towards the goal, but nothing comes of it. It is sent the other way. Ball skips out of bounds, and we will get another throw in for Burnsville. Ooh, battle for it there, and a Burnsville player was tripped up. Couldn't quite make up the number. I believe it's Chloe Smith for the Blaze. As a throw-in comes to Lenton there, the goal scorer for the Blaze. Back on defense now for the Titans. There's a great kick sent all the way down the field. So we go back and forth. So Tartan not letting up. Not content to just sit back on this 4-goal lead. They keep pressuring as the ball is sent down and trying to beat the defender there for the Titans. I can't make out the numbers are so hard to make out on the far side of the field. I apologize, but with having the reflection of the lights in the press box and those wonderful black numbers on blue uniforms, it is really hard to make out that. I can't make out the numbers at all on the far side of the field, quite honestly. Number of the reserves are playing thus far. That is for sure for the Titans. A lot of the starters sitting on the bench. Things have just kind of slowed down a bit in this one as we get close to the end of the half. But it is still back and forth and will be the rest of the way. I am sure of that. When I say things have slowed down, I just mean the last goal came a number of minutes now, and shot on goal opportunities have been from a ways out. We haven't had any real good scoring chances since Colshaw Klein's goal at the 27-0 mark, 27:04 mark here of the second half. But you never know what could happen with 5 minutes still remaining here in the second half. As that one sent all the way into the goal, Whitcomb comes out to play it. Was able to snag that one before Colshaw Klein could get an opportunity. This one sent all the way down now, and there will be a race for it, but it can't quite be scooped up by either player before it gets out of bounds, so we will have a Tartan throw-in. Substitutions now for Tartan. Zamara Smith comes back into the game for the Titans. Throw in coming now from Wallace. Wallace chucks it forward. Smith there defending for the Titans. She can do it all, score 4 goals and play defense on the other end of the field. Ball worked back to the defense now of the Titans. Sent up the far side. Stopped there by Burnsville, and they will take over. Both teams trying to move the ball pretty quickly. Nobody really hanging on to it. So I spoke too soon as Amara Smith got it. Sent it forward just a little bit. Trying to reach a streaking teammate, but couldn't quite do so. The ball is sent out of bounds. Tartan now with an opportunity, sends it well wide, and it is blocked by the defender there. As that was Zimlik who tried to get the chance for the Titans. Now falls back on defense as we will get a goal kick for Burnsville. Throw-in coming here for Zimlik. Kinsey will handle it. Kinsey now gets it to the center, trying to get it to Smith. Smith takes over. Great set play there. Smith one-on-one with the defender, works around her to the middle, gets it across there, and it's kicked away by Burnsville. Kinsey now will look for Zimlik. Zimlik works it all the way down the left side. Tries to get it back to the middle, turned away. Kinsey now with the chance. Back to the middle. Shot deflected away there by Burnsville. Tartan will continue the pressure here as offsides is actually called. And it was out of bounds. A minute and a half to go in a 5-1 game, and the Titans continue to pressure. But doesn't amount to anything, as there will be a goal kick for Burnsville. Final minute of this one, we get another throw-in coming for Burnsville. As the Blaze will try to poke in another one for pride's sake, as they will fight to the end. Free kick coming here for Burnsville. Let's see if they can't work it down the field. First one in quite a while as they send it all the way down on net, and it is saved there by Ebenhock. First real decent chance there for Burnsville in quite a while, if you can even call it a chance. I think it was, I do. Because the way that it bounced through, it could have been mishandled, plus there were 3 Burnsville attackers racing into the net. Tartan now works it to the center of the field. Ooh, nice reversal of field there, working past 2 defenders, as Kinsey will have one last chance here from the outside, but can't quite get it off as time expires. But the Tartan Titans do all of the scoring here in the second half as they push 3 goals past Augustus Whitcomb and hang on for a 5-1 victory over the Burnsville Blaze. Amara Smith, certainly the star of the game for the Titans, as she had 4 goals in the contest, 2 of them leading off the scoring at 4:58 of the first half and then 18:21 of the first half. And then she came out hot in the second half and scored 2 goals within the first 2 minutes to push it to a 4-1 lead. And then the Titans never looked back from there as they hung on for a 5-1 victory. Great game for the Titans as they pick up their first win of the season, and will look to build off of this in their next game when they take on the Forest Lake Rangers on September 5th. This has been an SCC Sports production of Tartan Titans Girls Soccer. Thank you to Richard Curry and Seth Zabel on cameras, Chris Stoltzman running audio and doing replays for us tonight, and Arlen Becker filling in, directing, so that I could do the announcing for you. Once again, I am David Schuyler. This has been Tartan Titans Girls Soccer. The Titans take a 5-1 victory over the Burnsville Blaze. We'll see you next time on SCC Sports. Have a good night, everybody.